This is That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome, welcome. We are here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. It is Monday night, December. It's December.
Isn't there some kind of like pagan or Wiccan holiday coinciding with December 1st?
No.
Okay. I don't know where I got that from.
Nothing that I celebrate.
Got it.
So no
I don't have the dates
major Sabbath or anything like that
memorized yet, so that'll come in time.
It'll come in time.
You know what else comes in time?
Wait, you don't even beat around the bush anymore. We don't even talk to each other.
Listen, we need time for the episode.
What, are we just going to be angry?
Who said anything about
Are
him?
we? Nah.
You're right, I am an easy target. The rules, man!
The rules! We have rules. 3 rules for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal. Don't be a dick. I am scheduled for my next epidural.
Epidural.
That's what I'm getting done in January.
Isn't that like traditionally reserved for something else?
No, I mean, you hear about it with pregnancy. You hear
oh my
about
God,
it.
You're not pregnant, are you?
No, my factory got scooped out in May.
But
yeah,
you refer to it as a factory.
You hear about it when it comes to childbirth because it's a very nice blanket of pain relief.
I just imagine your innards going like a Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yeah. Only at this point it's like a maraca with 1 bean in it. That's really all I got left.
I don't have it in me to picture that at the moment.
But yeah, I'm getting another epidural. I had a moment today where I got really angry at doctors. I don't get angry at doctors very much. I know a lot of people in my position do.
I'm telling you, you've been spending too much time around me.
And it's pissing me off.
Everything's pissing you off.
But I got really angry at doctors, and I don't usually do that, but I know a lot of people do because, they don't get answers and they feel like they're mistreated or ignored or dismissed and everything like that. But
that's not true of everybody, though.
No, but today I got angry because I went to see my pain specialist who literally told me I'm not a surgical candidate when the guy who ordered my tests told me, he's like, we're going to have to talk about surgery soon. And I'm like, good thing I fucking went back to my doctor because otherwise, what would have happened? And I'm just like, this guy who literally has spent like a grand total of maybe 10 minutes with me over the course of the last 2 months. Right? As opposed to
sounds like my primary.
As opposed to a doctor who has been treating me for pain and all of these other, spinal issues that I have for 4 years. And I'm just like, I was so angry and I didn't even care about keeping it to myself. Because he asked me, he was like, who did you see? And he mentioned the guy by name. And I was like, yeah. And he's just like, yeah, I've had a lot of his patients coming to me. And, they seem like, that their practice isn't really working very well. And I'm like, yeah, I can tell you that it's not.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I got that out of my system. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about how stores are starting to put up signs about pennies?
Oh, wait, why?
I saw because they're discontinuing. They're not making pennies anymore.
Well, that I knew, but what signs are stores putting up?
There was one at Home Depot at the customer service when we were there.
That they're not going to be able to make change?
That you may not be able to get the exact change because of a lack of pennies.
That's so dumb. Like, isn't there an abundance of pennies in the world?
I mean, banks probably aren't putting them back out into circulation.
I can't tell you how many.
They're probably going to be scrapped for the resources. I would think. I'm going to hang on to the ones that I have because maybe they'll be worth something someday.
Yeah, they'll be worth a cent.
I mean, at least a cent, right?
Yeah.
We can take them all to the bank and turn them in for real money.
Lincoln's rolling over in his grave right now. Oh.
What do you want to talk about?
I've had a fucking day.
Okay.
You have those days. I mean, you don't have them like I have them, but I had a fucking day today.
Yeah, you worried me a little bit because I was getting ready. I was sort of bracing myself for whatever you were going to throw across the room.
See, I didn't throw anything.
I was
across
preparing for it. Not like at me.
I was going to say, I've never thrown anything in your direction.
At me, but nonetheless.
Today was just one of those rare instances where nothing goes right. That's why I just I give zero fucks at this moment. I'm in my bathrobe, my slippers, and my baseball cap because I'm done with today.
Why are you wearing a baseball cap?
Because it's mine.
It's mine.
This has been one of those days that from the moment I got up, nothing has gone right. Nothing at all. I've dropped things. Things have slipped through my fingers. I've bumped into things. People have stolen stuff from me. What else? Orders that I tried to fill were wrong or weren't where they were supposed to be. People at my job didn't do things that they were supposed to do, which inconvenienced my day. It's just like, the thing that gets me is one after the other, after the other, after the other. They just pile the fuck up. And it just, right before you came home, I'm making a cup of tea and I spill it just as you're pulling into the garage. And it's like, and all these things, and I'm scatterbrained right now. So there's at least 4 or 5 other things that happen that I just can't think of right now. But it's like, God damn it. When is it going to end?
It's not.
No, it does. Because like I said at the beginning of this rant, this is a rare occurrence. This is a rare occurrence where the entire day is just fucked.
But is it?
Yes. Yes.
There's no redemption whatsoever. The sooner you go to sleep and wake up, the sooner it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no.
Somebody once told me within the last couple of years, they're like, just take the loss. Just accept that the day is shit and that it's going to be shit and then start over tomorrow. And that's usually, the most sensible thing because the next day is never like the day before.
But why not just start now?
There is no starting now.
Why not?
Because things keep happening. Things keep fucking happening. This happens every time I have a day like this. They don't stop. From the time I get up until the time I go to sleep, there's a myriad of things that just inconvenience me and get under my skin and make me want to fucking break something.
I get that.
Thankfully, it's a rare occurrence. But you can't tell me that you don't have days where just like this day is just fucked.
I've definitely had days where my mood is not good. I don't know if I would say that it is strictly because nothing's going right, because I always want to try and find positive things. Even if I can't find them, I always try.
I would love that. But here's the thing, and this is the common denominator, okay, of all of these days, is that things keep happening. It's not like 1 or 2 or 3 things that piss me off happen, and then that's it. I'm stewing on that for the day. It's that throughout the entirety of the day, things consistently happen. So what was my issue this morning? I came home and there was a bucket of packages that I couldn't case with my mail because one of the clerks had hidden it underneath a bucket of somebody else's. All right, no big deal. It's an inconvenience, but I just mark them, throw them in the back of my truck. They all got delivered. That's fine. That was on top of the fact that it's Monday and it's post Black Friday and we're all hammered as it is. But it's like, no big deal. Okay. I come home, I have orders to fill. And I go to pull a record from the bin, and inside the sleeve is not the record that goes with that sleeve.
Right.
So I had to give the guy a refund because I'm not going to send him off the wrong record.
Right.
It's like, Jesus Christ. Then after that, I get an order for cards from a guy who I told you I've played against who's kind of a dick.
Mm-hmm.
And, you were like, well, you're taking his money. I'm like, yeah, but, the thought of it made me livid because of the kind of person this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number 3.
And that's all before breakfast.
That's all before my route even got started.
Get it all out.
I don't want to get it out. Nobody's going to be able to do anything about it. I'm not going to be able to do anything about it.
Well, that's part of it, right? You take the loss.
That is how I've gotten through these days. I've just learned to accept it, because being angry and breaking stuff and throwing things has never helped me in the past. It's never gotten me anywhere. I'm just glad that I'm home in my comfy clothes.
Mhm.
And once this is over, I get to relax.
And
Make out with you? I don't know.
ooh, even better. See?
Is that in the
It's not a
cards?
total loss. We had candy. We have some candy.
It just like it bothers me because some of these things are by choice. You know, it's like I purposely went into the back of the office today and I started sifting through because there was a lot of buckets of small packages. Okay. They when we have days like today, they stack them up. So the clerks, they fill them up and then they just stack them on top of each other. I'm like, with the amount of stuff we had to go through today, there is no way that somebody didn't make a mistake. So I'm picking up all the buckets, putting them aside to make sure that they didn't stick one of mine underneath somebody else's.
Okay.
Okay. Because this has happened before.
Yeah.
Where I've cased everything I have to case, I pull down, and then, a bucket just miraculously appears of stuff that goes to my row.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I start picking up buckets. I start looking. I start loading my truck. What happens? I come back for the second hamper. Hamper.
Not pamper, which I thought is what you said before. You said the pamper was full.
And in my second hamper is a bucket that I didn't put there. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah.
And the guy next to me goes, oh yeah, those were with mine. I'm like, how were they with yours? I checked your piles. Oh, they had one of mine on top of yours, meaning one of his packages was at the top of my bucket and it was in a stack of his buckets.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody looking at it would see the one on top and think it's all for him.
Right.
I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I pulled down already.
No, that's not a bunch of ones with a 20 wrapped around it. I'm just
Get
here.
the 200. Then
I'm just here for the laughs.
But that was choice. That was a clerical error by choice. When I got back to the office, and I know this is frivolous, but I have a tin full of just throwaway pens in my drawer. Okay.
Yeah.
Should someone need one? Yeah, go ahead, take one, whatever. Or I know that people are going to go in without asking me no matter what. So it's just like I put the throwaways in there. But mixed in with the throwaways, there's one that I use every day. It's nothing special. It's just I like the way it writes. I like the way it feels in my hand. And until today, there was no problem. I get back to the office, it's gone. So somebody went into my drawer, and of all the fucking pens they could have taken, they have to take the one that I actually like.
I used to do, I told you, when I worked at the dispensary, I had every other day off. I worked Sunday, Monday, off Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday, off Saturday. And on those days when I knew I was going to be off, I took my pens and my Sharpies and sometimes my Post-its and I put them in my locker because I'm like, while I love the people who will sit at my desk when I am not there, nonetheless, I don't want to go in there and not be able to find the pen that I like using. I understand that. It seems like one of those things, you know, but the fact of the matter is it's a convenience that makes your task easier and it sort of lightens your load a little bit.
Just a couple of years ago, I decided one day, you know, I'm going to start leaving my lunch bag in the break room because everybody was doing it. They go in, they put their ice packs in to get cold or, you know, what? Everybody was just leaving their lunch bags on the break room table until it was time to leave. So I'm like, fuck it. It won't, you know, take up space at my desk. I used to leave the holster for my scanner clipped to the bag itself. This is back when we had the giant ones that look like old 80s cell phones. But it was always clipped to my bag. One day I go in to get my bag, my holster's gone. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? We have spares in the boss's office. You've got to fucking go to my bag and take my holster because you're too fucking lazy to ask for a new one?
Yeah.
What happened to yours? Why is it not there? Like, oh, I remembered something else that happened today. Fucking, I'm towards the end of my route, and I see this guy, and he's just we're in one of the residential like private neighborhoods, and this guy is just crawling. New York plates, and I beep the horn. I see this guy make 3 turns in a row, no signal. 3, not a single one.
I'm trying to remember if you were this sensitive to these things. in the beginning of our relationship.
Yes.
Were you?
Yes. Oh, always was. Always
Mhm.
was. But again, today is one of those rare occasions. Today
Yeah.
is one of the days where, again, where if this were me like 7, 8 years ago, I would probably be putting holes in walls.
Now, I will tell you that I
have a lot more self-control now.
I do admire not just your self-control, but I do admire your
Restraint?
your wherewithal. And I'll tell you why. Because I've had days like you're describing, and I can tell you right off the bat that when I reach that boiling point and it all boils over, I shut down. I'm just like, you know what? It's a wash. Fuck this day. I pack everything in and I just lie in bed all day. I'm like, I can't even bring, and I mean, that does not happen. That's a very rare occurrence, but like, that's what I used to do. I'd be like, I'm gonna toke this bong and I'm gonna watch cartoons all day. I'm like, and
Like-
no one can stop me. I'm like, nobody talk to me.
Like, an argument could be made that every one of these happenings, maybe not every one, but most of them were done by choice. They were enacted by somebody's action or lack thereof.
Okay.
Like, I can get past today. I can go on with tomorrow, and I know tomorrow will be better. And I know that one of these days is bound to rear its, come up again at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't get over, the inconveniences that are by choice. That's what I'm sensitive to. It's the carelessness of other people. So, like, for example, the guy who didn't use the signal, it wasn't a busy street, okay? So it's really not a big deal. But if that guy's not signaling on back roads, who's to say he's even using his turn signal at all? Like, eventually there comes a point where innocent people's days are inconvenienced or even, dramatically altered by the lack of consideration of other people. Case in point, the motorcycle accident I was in over a year ago.
Yes. I think that to an extent, however, the generalization being made is it's got a very big snowball effect attached to it.
But that in particular, you've been hearing me complain about for years because I see it multiple times every single day. Now, that's just that one thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, for example, me dropping things or me spilling things, okay? Can't blame anybody for that.
You blame gravity.
Well, it's an easy scapegoat.
Yeah, fucking physics. Little asshole.
I've been saying that for years. Oh,
But like
do better. Do better, people. Just fucking do better.
but do better so that you're less inconvenienced?
Not me personally, but it's just like, you can relate to this because in your job that you worked for the last 2 years, you understand what it's like when people don't do what they're supposed to, or to the degree that they're supposed to do it.
Sure. And it's frustrating. I understand that.
But that's just it. People in general, as a generalization, should be held to a higher standard. That's my opinion. But again, if they're being counted on for something, if they're being counted on to do a degree of performance, and they fall short of that, it affects everyone around them.
Sure.
That's not fair to everybody else who puts in the effort, who does their job correctly,
Right.
who follows the rules. They're coming down on us now about backing up and about, safety and this and that and the other thing. Why? Because somebody else got, into an accident in their office, or because somebody got killed in this one instance, at some other place or whatever. It's just like, why is that on us? We did nothing wrong. We've been following safety procedures, and even, go ahead, say what you were going to say.
Are you going to sit there, my husband? I love you.
Please don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing you, but are you going to tell me that you follow all the rules?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. But because it doesn't impact anyone else, you don't feel it necessary to follow those rules.
Thank you for making me seem like a hypocrite.
I'm not trying to make you seem like a hypocrite.
You just did.
Are you?
I'll admit in certain instances, yes.
Everyone can be.
And most are.
Yeah.
But again, I don't get into accidents.
But that doesn't mean that, that doesn't mean that you get a buy.
I'm not asking for a buy, okay? I did nothing today that would have inconvenienced anybody else.
Okay.
I fought because I don't feel like going in for meetings or, risking getting letters over. It's one more headache that I don't fucking, it's like, okay, so if I have to fucking be conscientious of the fact that I shouldn't be backing the truck up 15 times a day,
right,
even though I'd never been in a fucking accident ever in a work vehicle, okay, fine. I'll play it their way, okay? But it's only a matter of time, and this is just speaking in work terms, before something else happens in another office with another employee, and then they're telling us about it, and then all of a sudden our whole way of doing things is changed. The whole standard operating procedure is altered because somebody else fucked up.
I get that.
And that's not fair to the rest of us.
No, it's bullshit. It's absolute baloney.
But that's in the same vein as what we've been talking about this entire time. Because as I said, some of these things that just ruined my fucking day were done by choice. And that's not cool.
Do you think that it was done more so by choice or by incompetence?
By incompetence and ignorance.
Do you think that is the fault of the incompetent person or the person who should have instructed them on doing correctly?
I told you this morning, and I don't even give a shit what happens after this. Fucking everybody in the world should know that their packages in a postal environment are not being placed. They are never, set down or placed properly. They're flying across the room.
Yeah.
That's every office.
Nice.
That's every office I've ever worked in.
Yeah, that's real nice to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what return policies are for.
I guess.
Because, everybody's got a quota. Everybody's got time constraints to adhere to. The customer has always right has essentially gone out the window.
Yeah. I don't know. Has it? I feel like people...
I think it's cherry picked now.
I feel like customer service, those who work in customer service, especially this time of year, which is the weirder part, right? Customer service people forget that they work in customer service. They sort of glean this sense of entitlement, like, don't be a douchebag to me. I'm just here trying to help you. And it's like, yeah, but you have to not be a douchebag to people just because you're sort of at their mercy.
I don't think people give a shit about the word serve anymore. They look at that as something to be ashamed of, or they look at it as something that's like to serve in any sense has never, been. I've never thought of it as anything.
I know what you're trying to say.
I know
what you're trying to say. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we've always referred to like police as public servants, or public servants in general. They're there to serve and protect and do right by the public. But I feel like people look down on that now.
See, and I don't necessarily think people look down on it. I think that when it comes to being in any sort of service industry, and it's not just the service industry, but any sort of service industry, for example, retail sales or anything like that and everything, I feel like there is this, I don't want to call it entitlement, but it's this sort of innate sense of you should have more gratitude for the service I'm providing you. It's like it's like think of a server at a restaurant, right? Who is supposed to be polite and helpful and attentive and everything, and brings you your food and takes your order and brings you your drinks and everything. And at the end, you tip them for their service, to thank them for their service.
Oh, don't get me started on
and
that
how
realm.
And that's just it, is that if you don't leave a tip because of you received poor service, think of the outrage that comes with that.
I just got my tip back because after I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but I DoorDashed twice this weekend.
Yes.
I received DoorDash twice this weekend, and both times they incurred an extra charge on my credit card after I'd already paid.
I'm telling you, that's got to be a fluke in the website or something, because I've never had that problem with the app.
That will ensure that I never use DoorDash again. And then yesterday, when the pizza arrived, that bitch didn't ring the doorbell, didn't knock, didn't nothing. No fucking nothing. She took our pizza, left it on the front step in the cold, and took off.
Did you select contactless?
No.
Okay, well then she fucked up.
Yeah, so I went on the website and complained, and they took her tip back.
Good.
And refunded it to my card.
Good.
But that's fucking bullshit.
But that's just it, is that, there's a sense of, that there is, your hand is forced when it comes to gratuity when it comes to service industries. The whole idea that we've talked about, that like, how come, there's a tip jar at Dunkin' but not at McDonald's?
Like, I get shit from some of my coworkers because, they'll drive past houses on my route and be like, oh, so you left a package by the mailbox. And it's just like, well, we're not allowed to go into fucking driveways anymore because if there's no room to turn around, we're not allowed to back up because of all this nonsense and shit that's going on. So it's just like, ooh, we'll get out and walk. I'm like, you want me to get out and walk 150 feet for every single stop? I'll be out there till fucking 8 o'clock every day. Like, they're getting their package. Like, and the thing is, this is what separates me from the rest of the staff. Like, I don't give a shit about the tips, whatever tips that we get. I don't give a shit about the overtime. I don't give a shit about the money. I am there to do my job, collect my paycheck, go home. Okay.
Right.
If I develop any sort of rapport with customers, that's great. Mm-hmm. Okay. If, like they think I deserve a tip for my service, okay, great. I am not going to half-ass my job while I'm out there. I'm also not going to drag my feet like most people I know just to make a couple of extra bucks and stay out past dark. It's like, this is the separation of my mentality versus the mentality of most people I've known in this industry. And that is, I am there to provide a service to my customers to make sure that they get their mail, their packages in a timely manner and in a place where they won't be, stolen or mishandled or whatever.
Right.
There are an increasing amount of constraints on my ability to do that in a timely manner because of the actions of others. Because when somebody else fucks up, it creates a blanket narrative for the entire system. Because if one person does something wrong, if one person goes against policy, or even if they don't go against the policy, if it's just a freak accident, all of a sudden the focus is on that. And then they're looking at all of us and saying, you can't back up anymore. You can't, do this, that, or the other thing. It's just like,
I mean, I understand taking action against liabilities and everything, but, and it's a big but. If someone, for example, when that dude fell out of the truck while it was moving. Yeah. All right. We're going to audit everybody and make sure you're all wearing your seatbelts and your door is closed and blah, blah, blah and everything. It's like, okay. It's like, or you could just get rid of that person
They just told us
who is in fact the liability.
They told us the other day that there are people in other offices who are disabling the telematics devices in their trucks, like shutting them down and cutting them out or whatever it is. It basically it's like how they monitor us, like how they monitor our movements, how fast we're going, and this, that, and the other thing. And they're just like, that's a great way to get them like on your tail. And like, I would never even dream of doing that. Like, I always thought it was just the scanners, but it's the scanners and it's whatever they have built into the fucking trucks.
Yeah.
But it's just like, they just presented me recently with a 7-year award for a clean driving record.
It's a major award.
Like half of us got awards for however many years we've had with clean driving records, like no accident, not even as much as an infraction, like, you know. And so I've got this thing at my case, it says Andrew Genatino, 7 years, you know, no accident free or whatever, clean, safe driver. Our employment itself is supposedly supposed to give us discounts on our car insurance, you know. And that's another thing too.
Does it?
Is that, you know, I would think it's common knowledge that you're just supposed to have your driver's license on you at all times
when you're driving
for your job.
Yes.
And they've sent people home who haven't had their license. Oh, I've got a picture of it. That's not the same fucking thing.
You cannot do that. We've had to tell people that. We had to tell people that at the dispensary. They were like, I have a picture of my license. It's like, why the fuck don't you have it on you?
Now, listen, if I was going to sit here and shit talk the post office, I'd be here for years. That's not what this is about.
No, this isn't about the post office.
This is about the fact that this is just one of those rare instances. I had a bad day, and this will not last through tomorrow, and I know that. Okay, I'm just venting over the fact that, again, some of these inconveniences were beyond my control.
I mean, it sounds to me like most of them were beyond your control. I mean, physics included. You know, you don't control the laws of physics. Right?
I don't think I have any grip in my fingers anymore.
So get a stress ball.
What's that going to do?
Do your hand exercises.
No, what I'm saying, I don't think there's any like resistance in the texture of my finger skin. That's why I think
your fingertips are rubbed off.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I don't even have fingerprints anymore.
I don't think that's true.
Well, how do you explain how much mail slips through my fingers?
It's just
see that is my biggest pet peeve is when I consistently drop things. You know, like every single, like my whole job is box to box to box, mail in the box, mail in the box, mail in the box. I fucking hate it when the wind or whatever it is fucking kicks it up, or, you know, the box isn't big enough and it gets hung up and it falls out of my hand, hits the ground. Got to put the truck in park, turn it off. Can't have a rollaway accident. Got to get out in the middle of the busy street. Got to pick it up, put it back in the box. Like,
yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
It is.
Yeah. I don't think it's anything to get angry at.
You know, or if I miss something, because we're not just pulling from one pile, we're pulling from multiple piles as we go along, because we've got regular letters, we've got packages, we've got magazines, we sometimes have, you know, like a flyer on top of that. It's real easy to go to the next house and be like, oh shit, forgot that.
Yeah.
And that's where most of my backing up takes place, because I'm easily, you know, very forgetful. And
well, couldn't you just circle around? Not
where I'm at, no.
Listen, shit happens.
But apparently, if I keep doing that, I'm eventually going to kill somebody, so...
Shit happens. Not the killing somebody part. Shit happens. That's just it. I would never let that ruin a day. Just say, you say, son of a bitch, and you move on.
But again, let's revert back to the beginning of this, okay? It's not any individual problem. It is the totality of all of them being piled up over the course of 24 hours.
Well, don't you have any positives? Something to focus on.
I'm here with you and our dog.
Smile.
And a big bag of chocolate.
And surely that must counter at least one mishap.
You know, because we were talking about this earlier, especially more recently, On This Day has been reminding me of just a lot of aggravating things I posted about throughout the year. And when they pop up now, delete, delete, delete. Because at that moment, I was just venting. I'm just writing about it and posting it to vent. And then later on thinking like, oh, I'll come back to this like a year from now or 2 years from now or whatever it is. And remember, oh yeah, there was that time. But remembering it isn't going to do anything. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to solve any problems. So
No, it's just going to make you mad.
yeah. So don't need to be. And again, that's that growth that I was talking about, that restraint, that self-control.
It's nice to grow.
It certainly is.
It is. It's nice to grow. I think that these days need to happen. I think it sucks, but I think these days need to happen. I think it's sort of a reset.
I respectfully disagree.
I have talked about, people that I know, and even including myself, who have a very positive mental attitude about most things in this universe. And the fact of the matter is that, being an optimist doesn't mean that you don't get angry. It doesn't mean that you don't get sad and everything. It doesn't mean that you don't have a day where you just hate everything.
Are there people who believe that optimists are like that?
Yes. They believe that, that if you preach PMA, that, the whole idea of you having a bad day is absurd. It's like, that's not how humanness works. The fact is that you get these days because you need to recharge that battery, because remaining optimistic is exhausting sometimes. When days like the one that you had today happen, finding the silver lining can be fucking exhausting. And the fact of the matter is that sometimes you have to eat it. You have to take the L and just say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be upset today. It's true. But you try, but sometimes you're just out of steam. And it's true. When you have days like this, you, my husband, you try.
Okay over there?
I'm fine. I try to sort of wheedle positivity into your day. In some,
Tell them how the dog kind of, leveled me out this morning.
Well, I'm going to finish my thought first. I am. I try and sort of like weave these little threads of silver linings into your day and everything. But sometimes I realize that is not the right thing to do, because you should have the opportunity to get angry and stay angry if that is what you want to be feeling. Now, the dog came to you after you had not a good break, and you were sitting down with May, and the dog came by and your hand was sort of down towards the ground, and she just put spit all over you.
It's true.
And, as if to say, take this spit with you. It'll keep you company on the road. Think of me. I'm here to help. Because she's a goofus. But she did sort of, she made you laugh. And I think that was nice. Because something should, But it needs to come naturally like that. And it warmed me, and I'm sure it warmed her too, to be able to help you. Yeah. But days like this suck.
Yep.
They do. They suck, but they happen. And you're right. Tomorrow
Which is
a
shitty
new
because
one.
yesterday was a great day. Yesterday was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you had a good day yesterday.
I did have a good day yesterday.
Mm-hmm. You had pizza 2 days in a row. 2 different pizzas.
Man, should I get another one?
No.
Listen, I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want.
You can, yes, you can.
Oh, that was some good pizza. I'm gonna fucking sponsor that shit.
Yeah. Where did you get it?
Soho's grandma.
Did you get it from?
No. I'm not sponsoring that shit. I can make that myself. Fucking Soho's grandma pizza.
That was really good. That was really good. I had a spicy kick to it.
Yeah. If there's a Soho pizza near you, please go get
that was really good.
Get the grandma pizza and get pepperonis on it.
It's interesting because I still don't know why they call it grandma pizza.
Because it's not authentic Sicilian.
But so why is grandma not an authentic Sicilian?
Well, not everyone's grandma is Sicilian.
I mean, mine wasn't.
Mine was.
But I'm sure that if my grandma had made a pizza, she wouldn't have made it that way.
There's differences to it, you know.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the Sicilian connoisseur between
I'm
us.
not a connoisseur. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I am. If I must have a pizza, I want it to be Sicilian. And I still get miffed that every time.
Well, it's also
time that we ordered a pizza at the dispensary, everyone's like, "What do we want on it?" And I'm like, Sicilian, and they're just like, "Ew."
Because now,
go fuck yourself.
Like, people think that New York style is Napoli style, but it's not. That couldn't be further from the truth. Like, you actually look at pizzas and how they're prepared in Italy, it doesn't look anything. It's not prepared the same. It doesn't look the same
at all.
Yeah, no. And they use fresh mozzarella. They don't use that crap in the bin.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've never been a big. Well, let's say I'm becoming a Sicilian slice. Don't make that face.
Well, shouldn't you be a fan of Sicilian pizza?
I'm a fan of pizza.
But shouldn't you be a fan of Sicilian pizza?
I think I'd be more of a fan if I had, if my grandparents had taught me some of the recipes before, when I had the chance to learn. But,
there's nothing on those index cards that your mom had?
For pizza? I don't know. I'll just have to make shit up as I go along and just pass it on to the kids.
Yeah.
The Italian American. That'll be my new show on the Food Network, the Italian American.
I mean, honestly, that might be okay. They might not have that anymore. They used to have what? What was that one?
Molto Mario?
Yeah. That was the Italian show.
Didn't he get accused of being like a rapist or something?
I think so, or sexual harassment, or
I remember being really upset when I was a kid, and like certain cartoons would be over, and then I'd be flipping through channels, and I stumbled upon the Food Network. But back then there were 3 shows that I watched religiously. It was Molto Mario, East Meets West, and then not Emerald Live, but like his morning show. And then over time, like I watched Food Network just change, like it morphed into like all the contest shows and this and the other thing. And it's just like, where's the shows where they actually like show you how to make stuff, like start to finish, like they show you the recipe. Like that's what I miss, because like that's what I would watch. But like I want to watch them make it so I can make it.
Yeah,
but
that's what the Frugal Gourmet was for.
And that's what reruns are for. Although I still don't like his whole putting water in making scrambled eggs. Like, no, you use milk.
I don't use any of that.
Well, you don't make scrambled eggs.
I have made scrambled eggs.
But you don't.
I scramble the egg.
I scramble it in the pan.
I have scrambled it in the pan.
It's too much effort to put it in the bowl with the whisk and do all that, and then you're dirtying another dish, and it's just like, just put it in the pan. Like use the whisk in the pan or use the fork in the pan. Like it's still gonna get scrambled. You're just making the whole thing yellow. Like
yeah. I don't know. I think days like today, I think it's okay that they're a wash.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've learned to just let them be.
Yeah.
There were times where you watched me throw things across the room out of frustration, but it's just like, that doesn't happen all the time.
No, certainly not.
I got some bad news while I'm at it.
Oh God.
I got a text from my buddy Steve. He's got to have open heart surgery in 2 days. I don't know if it's open heart. He said heart surgery. They're going to put a chip in him.
They're going to put a chip in him?
He's going to be bionic.
Like a pacemaker chip?
They got to he said he passed out twice on Saturday. And they said that he had unusual like fluctuations in his heart rate, so yeah.
Okay, so so he needs a pacemaker. It's nice that it's just,
But not at 37 years old.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But, I mean.
Because that's not old. That's not even mildly old. Like, we're still young. We're still,
How come when somebody needs heart surgery, 37 is not old, but then you say, oh, God, well, we're getting old. No, we're not. We talked about that.
It's weird. It's just it's weird to watch like major like life events of that nature happen to us like while we're at the ages we are now. Like, I don't know.
Nothing shocks me anymore, really. I think that
have you ever been defibrillated?
I don't think so.
They had to teach us how to use that in one of my past lives.
Yeah.
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 Well,
no, I don't think I've ever been defibrillated before.
We had to get CPR certified,
Right.
because I used to work in the school system, and had to know where to put those things, and how to give CPR and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had to be resuscitated in any capacity. Pretty sure. I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brings me back to having my epidural coming up. I'm very excited.
Your epidural is showing.
I'm very excited because it's a great nap.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What were we watching? We were watching Shameless last night, right? And he mentioned like getting like a bucket of propofol, and I was like, ooh. That's a good one right there.
I'd
like a bucket of propofol.
Now that we've gotten into that show, like I really don't think William H. Macy is that far off from Frank Gallagher. I really don't. Especially because I just listened to the episode of Bill Maher's podcast that he was on. Yeah. And, I've been listening to a lot of Bill Maher. Yeah, me and Bill Maher. And yeah, William H. Macy's pretty much Frank Gallagher. he's like,
I don't think anyone could be that much of a degenerate.
I wouldn't call him a degenerate, but their mannerisms are like he put a little bit of himself in that character.
Oh, sure.
It's a far cry from the what was it, the captain or the lieutenant on the plane in Air Force One.
Yeah. He was also a very straight-laced captain on a submarine in Down Periscope
with Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even cuss. He was so. And then I remember he was also the detective in the remake of Psycho.
We have to go look at his filmography again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something that's brought some joy to my daily feed lately. Is I keep seeing clips in my feeds and reels and all that stuff of Bill Maher sitting down with a variety of people, and he's turning into a Joe Rogan type in the sense that like he'll talk to anybody about anything at length. I like that. I like that he'll sit and he'll just shoot the shit. Like there's really no agenda to it. He just sits, smokes his weed, drinks his tequila or whatever the hell he's got, and they just bullshit about anything that comes to mind for upwards of 2 hours. And it's just like, I like that. I don't like his politics, but I like his perspective on things, and I like how he banters with people, and that's important.
Good. See, isn't this nice? You started out, sort of down here, and every once in a while, something up here pops up.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that, between now and when we go to bed that I won't, something else won't set me off. But
I still get really excited about sleeping in that bed. Although I will tell you that it's a little shocking to the system, being the amount of cooling technology between the mattress and the pillows.
Yeah.
Everything is very cold when you get into bed.
You're going to have to start putting one of the fleece blankets underneath you.
Right?
Oh, man. So I'm not going to need a wall, but I am going to need some pillows because, like, how we set it flat when we actually go to sleep. I think I'm going to need to start elevating at least, like, where my knees are.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Like I'm not like when I wake up, because I'm waking up like before my alarm again,
right?
But I'm not waking up in pain or discomfort.
Good.
Like, I'm waking up, before dawn even, and I'm looking around. I'm just like, I'm not uncomfortable. Like I'm awake.
Good.
But I'm not in pain.
But so you're also getting a full night's sleep.
Well, yeah, because I'm falling asleep.
Because you're falling asleep between 8 and 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like we're down here watching TV, and I know when it's time to go up because you grab a pillow and you make for the floor. And I'm like, all right, so I guess it's bedtime now.
Because this chaise that we got isn't long enough for me. It's not.
So put the ottoman at the end of it.
Maybe I will.
Lie long ways.
I wish Rob was here right now. He told me to eat my hot dog long ways.
Yeah.
Or the corn on the cob long ways.
But yeah, wait, what? Eat corn on the cob long ways?
It's a stranger's joke.
As opposed to what?
You'll have to ask him.
Oh, God. I don't know. I think that, bad days are bad dates, and
bad days happen. They just happen.
They just do.
They just happen.
Yeah.
And I currently don't have the answer. I don't have the cure. I don't have the remedy for them, other than to just be like, it's a shit day. That's how it is. And
it's okay.
And that's fine. And tomorrow will be another shot at it. I sold my record player, made some money.
Yeah.
I put up some other things for sale, and
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. And it is now 2 months till my birthday.
Happy almost birthday.
How exciting.
Made our reservations for the White Horse.
I freaked out because scheduling this appointment is in 2026, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, this year has flown.
This year went very quickly.
I think probably from the time from the day that my dad passed.
Yeah.
Everything after that was just a blur. It's just like not that time stood still, but I think I stopped paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Because a month and a half afterwards, we lost all those celebrities, and there was work and gym and this, and just we kind of just put ourselves on autopilot and just went with it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens next year. Are you looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to not having to clean out any more houses. So nobody's allowed to die.
Please. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, thanks for trying to cheer me up.
Well, I love you.
I love you too.
I'm your wife, and I do what I can, but after a while, I figure if you don't get the poison out, it will just sit there. So I'm going to just let him get it out.
I'm just glad that while this is airing, this will be in the middle of my day off.
Yeah.
And in the middle of a snowstorm, and I don't have to work in the snowstorm.
No. We have to take the baby for her shot.
And we have to go food shopping.
And
food shopping during a snowstorm would be great because nobody will be there.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least you got new tires.
Yes.
Good. Well, this was good. Okay. We got it all out, and now we can move on. And this was good. Thank you.
Plug away.
Thank you out there in podcast land for listening. Find us on social media on Instagram, DTAndy and JJ Star with 2 R's. You can send us an email at dtandyanjjstar@gmail.com with questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters and enders. And find all of our stuff on Instagram as well. Love Hard Art, Coat of Arms Tattoo, Tax Collectors and Harlots. You have a show on January 9th.
January 9th, Toad's Place. We have discounted passes, $8 a piece. We have physical copies, and I think you can download them or print them out or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting into Toads for $8, that is a fucking steal.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great show, opening for Dead by Wednesday. And
cool.
There's some other things in the works with the band, but I can't talk about that yet.
Oh, all right. Don't talk about it. Moving on. If you are in the market for, giving somebody tattoos, please stop by Coat of Arms and get a gift certificate for this holiday season. And buy my stuff because it's there too. And coming up, I'm going to start promoting it. We Love Hard Art will be at the Villain Arts Tattoo Festival in Portland, Maine on February 27th through March 1st, 2026. Crazy. If you are interested in any custom pieces for the holiday season this year, you are just about shit out of luck, because the timer is about to run out. So if you want something, please find us and reach out as soon as possible. What else?
Get your That Talking Podcast wish list in.
Yeah. And send us money because, we could use it. And while you're at it, download Podbean. You can give us a thumbs up, give us a follow. That always helps us, to boost our stats, make more money. You can find where we're streaming everywhere at ttppodcast.com. And you can find all of our videos streaming at dtandyanjjstar.com. You got anything else?
If any of you guys know any primaries, send them my way so I can fire mine.
Oh, your doctor.
Yeah.
Go to mine.
We'll talk about that.
Well, that's that. And that's a full lid from the three of us at that Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown.
We'll talk to you later.